This episode of Power Up is brought to you by Promo Corner's Page Flip. Not going to in-person trade shows this year and still need to get your catalogs out to those distributors? Upload your digital catalog to Promo Corner's Page Flip. Contact sales at promocorner.com.
Let's power up. All right, everybody. I want to know, are you using video? Are you using video yet? You know, right now it's a little bit of a novelty still. I know, even though I've been doing this for 2 decades, maybe you haven't started yet, but you should, because it's a great way to stand out and to really connect with people, right? Because people aren't really wanting to open their emails and reading, more text, more text, more text. So how can you mix it up a little bit? So the time to stand out is now. Your video presence is your new business card. Remember those? Yeah, we're not using those anymore, right? I got a whole 2 boxes of them right over there. And when we start going out and about, maybe I'll be using them again. But you know what? I like to use my face as my business card because it's so much more effective, right? It's not a flat piece of paper with some words on it. You got to come alive in your videos, and you have the opportunity to come alive and really change lives, really get new customers, really be able to communicate with the power of your authentic self on video. So let's talk about some of the ways that you can use video. Now, here's the thing. LinkedIn, amazing platform, right? I want you to consider putting some video on your LinkedIn platform. There is actually a section, it's called the feature section, that will allow you to put videos in that section. So, it's right below some of the about me and the headline and everything. But if you add video to your profile, it's a great way to boost your credibility and your visibility. And for people to say, oh, wait a minute, they've got some videos, let me check them out, right? So what types of videos can you put on your featured video section? Well, let's talk about it. One of the advantages, by the way, of putting a video on your featured section is that it's not going on the feed where it goes for a little while and it disappears. Bye-bye. It's going to stay there. It's like your permanent, resume or your work experience. It's going to stay there right in the featured section, and that's very valuable. So here's a tip. Are you searching for a job right now? Maybe looking to change your position? Why not create more awareness about your personal brand? So maybe you're in between jobs, or maybe you're thinking about changing industries, right? Doing an about me video will get people used to seeing you. What is this person about? What are their passions? What are their joys? Let me get a little bit of a peek into your personality, because that's what video is so great for, is opening up the curtain and showing us the real you. So when you do an about me video, employers love to see that face, that 3-dimensional image, right? Not just the written name and the accomplishments. So when you're thinking about an about me video, let's talk about, like, who are you? What are your belief systems? What are you passionate about? Why not put that in your video? Yeah, you can talk about some of your accomplishments and some of your strengths, maybe a challenge that you had to overcome, but we don't want to get too bogged down in all the details of this, right? Because it's not your resume on video. It's just a little slice of who you are showing up on video, right? So it's not a video, a resume. It's an opportunity to connect. And that's what I want you to be thinking about. How can I connect with people who want to, tap into this? You don't want to be all buttoned up and all nervous and all, measured and all perfect and all memorized. You don't want to do that, because that's not going to connect. You really just want to show a bit of yourself. And I know it can be really hard, but pick a topic that you're comfortable with, and that will be easy for you to talk about. People really want to know, like, who you are, right? They want you to be authentic. We don't want you to brag. Yeah, we want to know your accomplishments, but just show up as your authentic self, because that's going to really resonate. Okay, you want to go a step deeper. You can create a video on an issue that you care deeply about. You can start to build that brand awareness, start to build that credibility, start to build that thought leadership, which we keep hearing about. How can I do that? So talk about issues that are important to you. What's important to you outside of work? Maybe that's related to what you do at work. Maybe it's not related to what you do at work, but we want to know about that, right? What about maybe starting your own weekly video series? That's an idea. This is how you can control your content and really get seen. Now, you can start doing these videos just by yourself on a certain variety of topics. An easy way to get started is to think about turning your frequently asked questions into videos. Now, if you're being asked the same question over and over again at work by your colleagues or your customers, why not create a video about it? That's a perfect way to showcase your expertise and also be helpful at the same time. Because when you show up, you want to be helpful. You want people to be able to tune into you for a reason, right? Because they want to learn something. So teach them something. So turn those FAQs into videos. It's a very low risk way to enter, to get comfortable, and to talk about the issues that you know a lot about. And we all know that you're going to feel more comfortable when you're talking about issues that you know a lot about. It's going to come natural to you. All right, you want to go in a little bit deeper. Why not consider starting your own branded show? I have a show. It is called Center Square. It airs every Wednesday at noon. It features tips on how you can show up with confidence, authenticity, and take center square in your life, right? So it's branded. People know what to expect. We have authors, mindset people, self-confidence, all kinds of issues that help to build people up. What do you care about? You know, what can relate to your brand? Maybe it's not exactly your job description, but what are you passionate about? And what could you make your own show about that would feature your expertise and show your passions? Great idea, right? So you can create a show that relates to your expertise, right? I want you to dive in deep to topics. And if you do this, you can do this by yourself by diving in deep to topics, or you can invite guests. Guests are very refreshing to have, right? So you can tape these segments if you're not comfortable with going live, and you can set up your agenda, and you can start to, let people know that this is something that's going to happen, right? Put these videos in your feed and start building your brand. Wow, Pat, that's really great, but that's just a little bit above where I'm at right now. Okay, I get it. So if it's too much, where can you start? You can start by just creating video messages and sending them to people in your network, right? Right through LinkedIn. You can send these video messages to prospects, to customers, to colleagues, to reconnect. Hey, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Thought maybe I'd pop on and show you my face. It's been a long time, right? I mean, use connecting language. Help people out, give them a little update, right? Everyone wants to know like a 30-second update of what's going on with you. Maybe not new prospects, but people that you know in your network. So practice with the people that you know and trust and know you. And then that'll make you feel more comfortable. That's a really easy way to just dip those little feet in, right? And a way to differentiate, because everyone's showing up. You show up with your face. Well, now that is a low risk way to get started. And that is a differentiator. Okay, I want to talk about a second way that you should be exploring. Now, right now, do you have a YouTube channel? I have two. I've got my Pat Laurie and I've got my Headline Productions. I've had these stations, these channels for so many years. Why? Because it's your free real estate on the internet. You don't have to pay a dime for it. It's always there and you own it. Hey, that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. So if you do not have your YouTube station, you're missing out on a huge free opportunity, because YouTube, as we know, is a search engine. YouTube is like brand central. YouTube can be your video repository for all of your content that you want to create and store for your entire lifetime. You want to go back to a video? Well, there it is on your YouTube station. Now, what if it's permanent? That's what I love about it. It's easy to share YouTube videos. It's easy to blast them out. You can share them to all your social channels. And here's the thing, If you want to create some content, but maybe you're not, sure, you can create a video and just upload it as unlisted, share it with a few people, right? Before you really have some subscribers, get their feedback and see what they think. I mean, YouTube is such a powerful platform, and you can be building your thought leadership over the years. So while LinkedIn might allow you to have a couple, right, featured profiles, featured videos in your profile, listen, this is going to be your video library, your repository, your video resume, your expertise. You got to take advantage of this. And you also have to take advantage of that a big amount of real estate that is there, your YouTube channel art, your LinkedIn channel art, your Facebook page channel art. That is another big opportunity to show your brand. Who are you? How do you want to show up? How do you want to be noticed? What do you want people to think about you? How do you want to be remembered? Right? You've got to tie it all together when we're thinking about our brand. But I don't want you to forget about that valuable real estate that is the cover art of all of your social channels. Super important. Okay, so you can upload your videos to YouTube as unlisted or private. That way, only the people that you send the link to will be able to access that video, right? Not your whole network of people that subscribe. And if you have a whole network of people that subscribe, good for you. That's not easy to do. But I want you to start thinking about how you can build your own video library up. And you know what the beautiful thing is? When I go to my YouTube station back in the day, the Pat Laurie channel on YouTube has some beginning videos. Now, beginning, I've been in this business for, a long time. But when I started to change my brand a little bit and started to sort of discover who I wanted to become, it's really cool to be able to go back to those videos from like 3 years ago and say, wow, what an evolution I've had, right? What a learning. And isn't that a wonderful way to sort of have this retrospective on how much growth you've had in your career and in your life? Because we all want to grow. We want to stay stagnant. We don't want to stay stagnant. And I'm glad I'm listening to myself. And, it's a wonderful way to sort of take stock of where you've been, where you are, and where you want to go. No matter what job you move to, that repository of stories, well, boy, it's going to be there for your lifetime. Thank you, YouTube. That's a beautiful gift. You don't even have to pay for it. I love it. And when you have this video library, it's going to boost your credibility. It's also going to boost your confidence, and it's going to empower you. It's going to make you a thought leader to other people that said, "Wow, that person's gotten in on the game here. I see it." Another way you can go on you can go on video is to do a Facebook Live. Now, I know this is not for everybody, and I know it's very difficult to think about putting yourself out there in the live world because it is scary. But in many ways, and I've spoken about this in past videos, it's a lot easier to do a live video than it is to do a taped video. Because when you're doing a taped video, it's, even though this video format has an outline to it, people expect you to be more, I don't want to say perfect, but more planned, more edited, more pre-production. You're taking the time to video something. So then do you review it? Do you change it? Do you edit it? When you're live, you're live. Then it's particles in space. Hopefully someone will watch it again. But I do love Facebook Live for that fact that it's, once you can get the confidence up and the courage up, it's a great way to connect, to have interaction with your community, get those comments, right? Bring people into your network. It's just so powerful, and it's fun, and it's invigorating, and new people can discover you when you're on live, right? And then you can send that video out to your network, and it will have a little bit of, lifetime on your feed, but you got to repurpose that and send that out again. Otherwise it will disappear. So Facebook Live is fun. YouTube is great. When you get into the live world, you can actually simulcast on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, LinkedIn Live, Of course, on LinkedIn, you have to have permission to go live. So that's a whole other process we could talk about someday if you'd like to learn about that. But it's really important when you, no matter what channel you are choosing, that you really kind of consider not putting it off too long, because now is the moment. Now is the opportunity to seize. Brandon, it's 2021, right? We're almost halfway through 2021. Hard to believe, but it's flying by right here in my living room. But when you go on Facebook Live, you want to be able to talk about issues that will draw people in. So you want to be, you want to be really pinpointed, right? You want to be, what's the issue? What's the headline? So when you're showing up, not only will you be, engaging and have your community reaction, but you want to be able to have that headline, that hook, that intro, the 3 points that you can make, right? And the outro and the wrap, and then the call to action, which is important, because you don't want to always just show up and not have a call to action, because where do you want people to go? What do you want them to do, right? So if you need some ideas, I want you to send me a friend request, because I'll be happy to help you. That's my call to action. And Brandon, as we think about video in 2021, I just want everyone to realize that, there are small ways that you can get started. You don't have to go from 0 to live overnight, but the important thing is to get started. I hope to see you on video soon.